We have an emigrant support programme which is funded through my department, where we provide funding for, in Britain for example, for many of the agencies, voluntary bodies. You had Sally Mulready on your programme earlier on, who doing tremendous work. A lot of cases in Britain, it's with immigrants who emigrated in the 50s and 60s, many of whom are now elderly and
but
who
you're
have
also
needs.
having to pay attention to new kinds of
But we are now
immigrants
going to
and new
have to pay.
locations.
We're now going to have to pay attention to new and young people, and that's why, for example, as part of my St Patrick's Day programme in Canada, we will be opening an emigrant support office in Toronto to provide support and services to new Irish immigrants in Canada. We're doing the same in the United States. We're working also with organisations like the GAA. One of the first points of contact very often that a young Irish immigrant has is the local GAA club, and that's right across the world. I was at the opening of the Asian Games in Korea in October. 76 GAA teams from all over Asia, young people. It's a major point of contact, and we're working closely with the GAA and providing services and support for what they are doing. So basically we are very much people who have emigrated from this country. We hope, first of all, on our economic strategies to work to create the jobs so that they'll be able to come back here. But while they are abroad, we're hugely conscious that we have to provide support and help to them. And that means providing financial support to the voluntary bodies that are working with them, but also providing the consular support through our embassies and consulates.
Because I know,
I
don't need to tell you that there's been controversy about some of the embassies that you've been closing as part of this cost-cutting review. Have you worked out where you need to invest as well?
Oh, absolutely. We need to. I would like to see us having a bigger footprint, for example, in Australia. We need to do more in South America.
Is this something you hope you'll be able to do during your time in office?
When financial circumstances improve, this is something that we want to do. We have talked, for example, about our need to increase our trade in the BRICS countries. That means having a bigger and better presence in these countries.
BRICS, by the way, let's see if I can remember. Brazil, Russia, India, and China,
and now South Africa. But the needs are different.
The new growing economies.
These are the new growing economies, and there's another wave of economies after that. We have recently, for example, launched what we call an Africa strategy, because Ireland has a lot of credibility in Africa from our aid programme, and these are where a lot of our growing economies are going to be. So this is where we want to extend our reach. And it's not just a case of opening new embassies, it's also a case of getting our embassies and the agencies such as IDA and Enterprise Ireland and Tourism Ireland and Board B and so on to work closer together, to work in local market teams. We've established an Export Trade Council which will oversee all of that, will coordinate it better. So really what we're doing is, first of all, working to improve trade, to get increased investment, which will help grow our own economy at home, but also to work to support Irish emigrants abroad and to ensure that we have the services, that we have the embassies, the consulates and the embassy staff who are available and who do great work in helping people out when they get into trouble. And I think on this St Patrick's Day, I think the message really is that yes, we've a lot of people who've emigrated from this country. They're not forgotten about. They're part of the Irish family. They can help us with our own economic recovery, and we as a government and as a people will be there to support them and to help them when they need help in whatever country they have chosen to emigrate to.